What happens when we wake up? It's probably not something you think about because it's something you do every day. The times that you might think about it are when you're waking up in a place that's different from the usual place that you wake up in. Maybe you're on holiday or visiting somebody and you wake up in a different bed. It's a bit more noticeable what's happening in that case because it takes a slight bit longer to come to. What happens is, when you wake up, there's an immediate blankness because you don't know where you are and you don't know who you are. But then it all comes flooding in. It all comes flooding in your identity and where you are. But for a split instant, there's nothing there. There's no identity, no location. And this is what this next paragraph describes in some detail and with some effect. Proceed at your own risk. The sage continued, "When I had emerged from deep sleep, this world arose in my dream as from an ocean, as a statue emerges from a stone, as flowers emerge from the tree, as memory emerges from the mind." This is what happens, the memories suddenly fill up. They emerge from the mind. As waves emerge from the ocean, it was as if they dropped from the sky. They come out of nowhere. We like to think we're just recapping on what's gone before, but they're just falling out of nowhere, falling from the sky, as if they arose from the earth, as if they arose in the heart, as if they were food grains that sprang from the earth, as if the curtain that hid them had been lifted, as if they emerged from a temple. We take them as truth. There's a new dawning of consciousness each time we awake. From where did the world arrive? Where did all this sense of location, memories of self, memories of identity arise? One does not know. It is surely the figure fashioned in the stone called the infinite consciousness. It's like sculpting a figure out of a stone, and the figure is all these ideas about where we are and who we are. It is an imaginary city made of walls which are pure space or void. It is the trick of the juggler known as ignorance. Though it seems to be a firm reality, it is essentially devoid of space and time. Well, space and time are in themselves devoid of any real substance. Though it seems to be diverse, yet it is non-dual, diverse and nothing at the same time. It's just like a dream. This is what a dream is. It's diverse, it's nothing, and it's one thing. It's just a dream, it's non-dual. Surely it can only be compared to a castle in the air, for it is seen and experienced even in the waking state. So this passage, this paragraph began with the statement, "This world arose in my dream." So we don't know if we're waking into what we call the waking state or waking into a dream, because it's the same thing. When you enter into a dream, you have a sense of location and a sense of identity. It could be quite different to your normal identity or what you call your normal waking identity. Whenever I dream that I'm at home, my home is always different to the one that I live in this so-called waking state. And yet it's my home, with all the sense of familiarity which home entails. And it will come with memories in the dream. I will have friends in the dream that I don't have in my waking state. And there will be memories of those friends, feelings for these friends, a sense of continuity, a sense of past memories. They all spring into existence, whether we call it the waking state or the dream state. We spring into existence like the statue emerging from a stone, or as flowers emerging from the tree, and so on. There's this coalescing of consciousness when we wake up from the ocean of deep sleep. Though it has never been created, it exists as if it had been created. It is pure consciousness. It seems to be endowed with time, space, matter, activity, creation and destruction. It has gods, demons, human beings, and various other forms of creatures. Now, if you don't go along with gods and demons, then just imagine whatever notions you've got about anything. If you believe in quarks and Higgs bosons and all the rest of it, that's fine. If you believe in God and God creating things, these are your gods and demons. If you believe in the billiard ball mechanical Newtonian reality of little atoms, and that's what gives rise to our consciousness, then these are all part of your reality, which arise at that moment of waking up. In it are the rivers, mountains, forests, the sky and the stars. I saw this field of observation. We can go deeper and call it the field of experiencing. It goes on, but here it's just talking about what's visible. At the same time, I saw there the house I had seen before, along with all my relatives, buildings, and everything as they were before. Well, that's the sense we get. That's the sense that consciousness imbues, this sense that it's been there before. All these have been dragged into the field of observation by the latent vasana, or psychological tendency. On account of the vasana, I immediately engaged myself in greeting and embracing my relatives, etc., having temporarily lost the knowledge that it was illusory. So this knowledge gets lost. This knowledge that everything is illusory gets lost, and every now and again we get sucked back into the illusion. And it's saying because of these vasanas, or psychological tendencies. And this is a way of thinking when you're caught up in these psychological tendencies. We've got various dispositions which come into play and which get acted out in relation to ourselves and the people we know and the world around us. Just as a mirror reflects whatever object is placed in front of it, even so consciousness takes on the form of whatever is presented to it. However, one who has realized that everything is the pure infinite consciousness is not affected by the apparent duality. He remains free, alone, and unaffected. One who never loses the knowledge of oneness is not troubled by this goblin known as perception of difference or division. They in whom this knowledge has arisen, due to the company of the holy ones and the study of this scripture, do not lose it again. At that time, however, my own understanding had not become clear and firm. Hence, even I was swayed by the notions of relationship. But now nothing in the world can shake my understanding nor cloud my realization. Your mind too is not steady now, O hunter, because you have not had satsanga, company of the holy ones. The hunter said, True indeed, O sage. It is as you say. Therefore, even though I have listened to your illuminating words, there is still some doubt in me. Can all this really be true? This is the problem. It's so hard to take this on board. Alas, what a great tragedy. Even when this ignorance seems to be obvious, it is hard to abandon it.